Hello and welcome to another video. There's another Larry Signs reaction, but we're going to react to this first because I'm not sure what this is. The truth about Lance Stewart, Boogie2988, and Swift UAV.
Hey everybody, welcome to the lounge, all my fellow loungers, chillers, blowers, and growers.
This is about.
Today I'm doing a kind of a special video. It just came to me today. The truth about Boogie, Lance Stewart, and Swift, or as you guys know him, Jeff. Actually, that's how you guys probably know him, or his real name, Jeff Saxton. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because I'm getting so tired of the hate that some of these guys have been getting, and I'm like, you know what? I want to make a positive video. And this is truth. I mean, you can say whatever you want or think whatever you want, but I've met all three of these guys. I've met them more than once, so I'm going to give you some truth that I know about them.
Right.
First of all, we're going to talk about Boogie. And one of the things about Boogie is I've seen so much hate come down on this guy recently, especially on Twitter. I never understand where it comes from, other than I don't know if it's jealousy from other people who are jealous. As a matter of fact, with all three of these guys, I don't know if it's jealousy against them that they have something that you wish that you had, or
The issue that is with Boogie right now, which I will explain in a future discussion stream, it's kind of complicated. It's emotional abuse, a lot of that shit. This 51-minute video I found, but in any means, I'll get into detail with it when I do this discussion stream.
or you just generally don't like them because
But
you
there are some
perceive
people that
them
hate
as
Boogie for that
something
reason, which is stupid.
because they're
I
on
don't
the
hate for that
camera. But you
reason.
gotta understand, you know,
I don't
they're
really hate them. I'm
entertainers.
more disappointed.
These guys are on a camera, not necessarily are they in real life like they are on camera. Everybody on YouTube. Matter of fact, just like people in general, if you go to different places, like if you go to church, you're perceived differently than what you would be perceived at home in front of family and friends, because everybody puts on a face, at least to some extent. Maybe not that drastic, but maybe to some extent. So these guys, such as Boogie, I really get, because he's such a good person in real life. He's such a good guy. He always has positive things to say.
Not when it comes to dating
He tries
girls,
to give you advice on different
other
things.
than that, you do
He's just
have
an
a point.
all-around good guy, and I
agree
see
with
this
that.
hate that's brought out at him, and I know that he gets caught up in it probably sometimes by replying to it and everything, but it's kind of hard not to when you have to constantly see it. So I just want to give you guys some insight that this guy is actually somebody who you would sit down and talk to, and you could have a lengthy conversation with him.
Yeah,
and
I would
find
like
out
to
that
sit down
he's
and
like
talk
a big
to Boogie.
teddy bear,
I
that
don't
he
have a problem.
really cares about people and he loves people.
I want to talk
and
about this fucking
he's just a
emotional
generally
abuse stuff.
nice guy. I have
wants
never,
to open up
and he'll
about
be
how
also
he
the
is.
first to tell you that maybe he has, you know, things of his personality that he's grown up with that are flaws as he sees them. But we are all flawed in some way, shape, or form. That's a fact. You might not choose to look at it that way, but that's a fact. So with Boogie, I just want you guys to understand that he only tries to help people. He tries to encourage people to be positive and to be a good person.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that I've ever seen from Boogie all the time whenever I've had the opportunity to talk to him. Now, some people can argue with me and say, well, how do you know he's not putting on a front to you? Well, when you have lengthy conversations with people, it's hard for them to put on a front in a lengthy conversation. There'll be things that they say that or do that you'll see that they're not quite the way what they're pretending to be. That's not the case with this guy. He is genuine. He's a good guy, always saying positive stuff. He tells you his life story like an open book. And I wish that people would just give this guy the respect that he actually deserves, because he's a really good guy. Secondly, that brings me up to Lance Stewart. Lance Stewart, I've had an opportunity to meet him several times at different things. And one of the problems I have with people, the way that they treat Lance, is that, for one, there's so many people that talk about clickbait and whatnot. And
Don't
I
care
guess
about
it kind of
clickbait.
offends me, because clickbait Isn't that what you're
I'm putting this
supposed
on my
to do?
channel, this reaction.
I mean, don't you
This
want somebody
reaction.
to click on your video
It's important.
and watch your video? I mean, anybody that does YouTube, that's what you want. You want to put a title there to make them click, because YouTube's not going to help you. So it's like you got to do. And the only thing that I ever have considered as clickbait is if you put a title up there and a picture that has absolutely nothing to do with the video, then I consider that clickbait. I don't consider it clickbait if you put what's in the video or what the video is about and do a catchy kind of thumbnail for that. That's not clickbait in my eyes. It might be a form of clickbait to you guys, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
It doesn't matter. Everyone does it now. Who cares?
They'll put a.
I agree with Larry on that.
They'll put a thing or
But yeah, no one should be hating Lance Stewart for that shit. And honestly, he's not the only one that does that shit.
I'll show a little clip of something that doesn't even happen in the show. You know, and that's the way it is. And also, I think people give him such a bad rap on what he does when he's just an entertainer. He's an entertainer trying to put out videos for guys and girls for them to enjoy the video.
Yeah.
I've met him.
I like Lance Stewart. I have no problem
with him. It really bothers me that people make videos against him when they don't even know him. They've never met him in their entire life. They've never met this dude. And they can make a judgment about him from a video that they see, whether it's a 15-minute video or a 20-minute video. You don't know somebody by that. If you go to meet them and talk to them and sit down and talk with them, then make a judgment. Welcome. You know, there's an old proverb that says, I'm sorry, there's a wasp attacking me at the same time right now.
You're kind of implying Alice Winters in this.
Walk a mile in a man's shoes before you make a judgment about him. You can't make a judgment about a person just from a video that you see or videos that you see from that person. They're much more complex than that. And I'm going to tell you this. I was at this one function with Lance, and he could have easily at the end of this function have just said, I got to go home, but he didn't. And he proceeded to give people rides just because they wanted a ride in his car. And it was almost like a carnival ride where he was taking each person on a ride. Now, you might not think much of that, and you could also think, okay, well, he did that because, you know, he was showing off his car. No, not at all. He wasn't showing off his car. I seen it. I witnessed the whole thing. It wasn't that. He was, out of the kindness of his heart, taking these people on rides so that they could have a ride in his car. It was pretty astonishing. I think that shows you something about a person. He's a good guy. He has a good heart. And I don't understand the hate that comes towards him at all, especially from people that never met him. Makes no sense to me and never will. Except for when people are trying to build their own channels up and trying to get views because of hate towards others. That's why I'm doing this video. I want to do this video to just sit there and say, you know what, there's enough of that crap that goes on in the world. Let me do a positive one. Let me talk positive about some people that I know personally that deserve to be talked about positive. Negativity needs to go away. Lance is a stand-up guy. I've met him several times. Unless you've met him and you really know what his heart's about and stuff like that, then you have no right to talk about this dude whatsoever. And that's basically all I have to say about Lance. I mean, he's a good dude. And thirdly, that brings me up to Swift, or Jeff Saxton, which is his real name. And a lot of people think that I don't like this kid, right, because of the videos that they've seen. And there are things about Swift that irritate me, like, you know, his laugh that he does. But that's it. I mean, really, Swift has got a heart of gold. He's a good kid. He's a young kid. Does he do immature things? Yeah, but so do older people, too. But he's a really good guy.
Take you for example.
He means well in everything he does. And he's another guy that gets so much hate from different things because of videos that he's been in. Some people think, again, that he's a clout chaser and everything. Does he get caught up in YouTube and everything? Like when he?
Let's not forget that bitch Alice Winters is like hating on Swift as well. I mean, honestly, I don't know why she has to make these videos. It's pointless. She's not drama alert, so she should stop acting like it. But no, I have no problem with Swift. Swift I consider one of my favorite YouTubers, and I also have him channel boxed as well. I also have Boogie channel boxed. I'm gonna keep him channel boxed because I'll probably look more into this whole conspiracy thing that's going on with Boogie. It's kind of complicated right now. But we will figure that out. But yeah, no, Swift, I would not. I think go by them. Yeah, no problem.
He sees a YouTube star, same thing that anybody else would do. Yeah, he does. But he's also humble about it afterwards, and he understands that people are people, and that they shouldn't be put up on a pedestal because, you know, whether it's Lance or whether it's Boogie or Michael or anything like that, they're still people, and they deserve the respect from other people. And Swift gets that. Now Swift is leaving the cameraman, and I know that some people said that they think that I was going to be like happy that he's leaving. No, it's quite on the contrary. I am not happy that he's leaving at all, because me and Swift are pretty good friends, or Swift and I are pretty good friends, and we always will be. But Swift is another guy who I saw videos made up against him and everything, which were absolute lies. He doesn't bully people. Was he mad at some people? Yeah, but you know what? That's between him and that person.
That's implying Alice Winters. She literally said that Swift was doing that to Dom. And you know what? Dom fucking sub-botted, and he did other bullshit too. I mean, seriously, like go back to that one video on Jesse's channel and all that. His response, just because of his dad, that's just ridiculous. And that shady business going on with him and not wanting to go to Ohio, didn't get that either.
And the third party gets involved in something that they never witnessed, and they don't even know this person, never met him. It's completely wrong. So I'm making this video to tell you guys, Swift is a good guy. Swift has some really strong moral values. He's going to try to become a firefighter. I'm getting attacked by wasp again. If you see me all of a sudden get stung, I might scream. No, I don't scream. I might go, ah. But he's another guy who gets unnecessary hate from a lot of different sources. He does get a lot of love from people too, but sometimes the hate speaks louder than the love. So that's why I'm doing this video, because I want to bring out the love that I have for all three of these guys, and so that you can get a little insight, because we've known each other. Like, we know when we talk to each other. I have insight about Swift that none of you guys will ever have. That Swift is a good person. And so I hope you guys can understand that and see that. And maybe this is the way to fight back the hate, is that we start showing more love to the people that deserve the love that we know and everything. So again,
yeah, anyone that sees this reaction,
all stems from, and I always will,
subscribe to these
from jealousy, especially people that make videos and stuff about these guys that
didn't
do anything to them personally. They just have this perception that they think that these guys are like a certain way when they've never met them.
Well, not 200,000.
Again, I think it's a shame that this is what some people on YouTube have to resort to. So I'm countering it right now with a lot of love for all three of these guys, because these guys all deserve it. I was going to put Jesse in this too, and McJuggernuggets, but the reason I didn't is because I would be biased. He's my nephew, and so I don't even know that people would understand. Like I don't know that they would listen to me when I say positive things about Jesse, because you're going to consider, well, it's his nephew, he has to, or it's his family, he has to. So Jesse's a great guy, and I'll leave that there, because I'm not going to go on to anything else about Jesse, because you guys will just think that I'm just...
Hold on a moment, guys.
Leaning towards that because we're family. These other three, we're not family, but I know them a lot better than a lot of people, so I just want you guys to have a little bit of truth in the midst of the lies that are always spread out there. Now you guys can understand a little bit more. So that's the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed the truth about Boogie, Lance Stewart, and Swift, aka Jeff Saxton. Till next time, grab yourself something cold to drink, put your feet up and relax, and I'll meet you at the lounge.
Nice. Pretty good video. Also, I think it's collaboration. Alright, see you in this video. Stay tuned for the next one.